and welcome to Your Coaching Journey, a podcast for doctors about coaching. Whether you're a coaching doctor, a doctor who is learning to coach, or a doctor who'd like to build coaching into your professional life, then this is the podcast for you.
Hi, I'm Helen Leathers, and with me today is my business partner and co-host, Tom Dillon. Good morning, Tom. How are you?
I'm feeling a bit mischievous, actually.
Oh, gosh. Oh. That always
could be a fun podcast. No, I'm very well. Thank you very much. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Yes. Good. I'm wondering if your mischievousness is powered by biscuits.
Yeah, probably, actually. Sugar rush.
Yeah. We always have biscuits when Pete's here for podcasts.
Pete's fault.
Yeah.
He demands biscuits. It's true.
Oh, dear. Okay. I thought today that...
What are we talking about today, Helen? Let's set it up properly.
I thought today I'd bring a question that someone asked me in the last week, who is towards the end of their coaching qualification, and they were talking about how could they go about finding practice clients. And this does come up. We do discuss it on the course. Yeah. We're also aware that a lot of people listen to the podcast who aren't on our course, so it might be useful for them. Yeah. So I just thought we could have a chat about that today.
Let's have a chat about that. It's good for at least 45 minutes, I think. Don't worry, it won't be that long. Good.
Because we know it's not a good idea to practice on people who are too close to you.
Well, you say that. I had someone recently send their coaching login, and then I had several sessions with their mother.
Really?
Yeah, which is fine. And it worked well. I think our mum got a lot out of it.
Good. And I think that if you're practicing at all, like if you just said, I've got this thing, this wheel of life thing, and I just need to practice working through it with you, that could be a really good little one-off session with someone who is quite close to you.
Yeah. But what I would say is I wouldn't rule it out. Okay. Like we generally say,
not a good idea.
We're not going to advise you to do that because there are problems with doing that. So maybe it's worth fleshing out what the problems are, and then people can make their own decision about whether they want to do it or not. But I have evidence of someone that's done it quite successfully. So I don't want to say don't do it. But we always offer that precautionary note when we're talking about coaching with close friends and family, is that they don't always behave in the way that you want a coachee to behave.
Yeah.
So you'll sit down to practice and they'll be going, oh, that's a silly question, isn't it? Why would you ask me that? They will do that sort of thing. Or they'll just, not, well, why are you being weird?
I'm not sure I like you being weird.
So, it's rubbish, this coaching, isn't it? So I think, like my 18-year-old son, when I first started coaching, you go, Dad, stop it. No, just stop it. So I think you have to be prepared for that reaction.
Yes.
And if they care about you and they want to support you, just say, look, I need you just to show up and just answer these questions, to have a conversation openly. Let's see where it goes. But no, I do get other people on the course that coach their husbands and, will have good coaching conversations that go somewhere, which we're happy for them to do. So it's not don't ever do this. Yeah. We just offer that kind of anecdotal evidence that quite often close family, close friends don't behave in the way that a normal coachee would behave. They don't respect the space.
I think there's something also about the fact that you can't unhear something that they tell you.
There is that too, yeah.
And I think that's important to consider. Yeah.
So if you are coaching, and probably not so much family because they probably know what they can't say to you, but if you're coaching a close friend, they start telling you that about another close friend, something they know about them that you really didn't want to know, and suddenly you can't tell anyone because this is a confidential space that you've just heard it in. So suddenly you've got this information that I didn't want to know that.
Yeah, that's tricky then, isn't it?
Yeah. So again, just a bit of caution around that. It's possible for you to do it, but some of that can be dealt with in contracting. Just to let you know, everything is confidential. But if you tell me something, I can't unhear it, so I will know that. So just maybe keep it to things that you're happy to talk about.
I think one more thing is that if someone has a vested interest in the conversation, the topic that's being brought. So there's a coaching demo that we use, which is you coaching me about something, which whilst you want the best for me, my yoga teacher training, absolutely. Whilst you want the best for me, you have no attachment to the outcome of that conversation. You didn't mind what I did with that.
No, but I could have minded.
But you could have.
Someone else's partner might mind very much where they go. And they might go, well, no, hang on a minute. I'm not happy with that.
Yeah.
It's an option, but I don't want you to do it.
And why would you spend that much money on that when there's other things? So then that's a challenge potentially.
Well, it certainly isn't an open coaching conversation. If someone is going, hang on, I'm not so happy with you spending that much money on training.
Yeah.
That wouldn't work, would it?
And I did once have a conversation with someone on one of my courses prior to being with the doctors on this, who said, oh, I think I'll coach my husband because I really think he should drink less alcohol. And I was like, not really coming from a place of unconditional positive regard there.
Well, and also not being unattached to the outcome of the coaching.
Yes, absolutely. So there's some of the problems, I think, that
I'm just thinking about when I first started. I'd started dancing and thought, well, dance, I don't know people in the dancing world that well. I could coach some of them. So I coached one lady and one gentleman in the dance world. The lady came out and just spoke about her personal life in a way that I didn't really need to know all of this, and was very emotional in telling me her story. And it was quite horrendous story, but I thought, that kind of changes our relationship in the dance world now because I know this stuff about you. And then the other guy, he came to the first session. He said, well, where are we going to do it? And I said, well, you can come to the house. I'll come to your house. And he said, well, let's just meet in the pub. Oh, I was like, okay. All right, if we have to. So agreed to meet him. He brought his girlfriend with him.
Oh, dear.
I said, this isn't going to work. Let's not do coaching. Let's just all three of us sit and have a chat. And then I actually went into his workplace to do some coaching. He had a private office, and which I don't know why we didn't do that in the first place. But so sometimes that can be problematic as well in terms of where you're going to meet these people that are close to you.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's good to think about, reflect on before you suddenly go, I've got loads of people, all my family.
Yes. I think what can be useful when you're in a coaching training environment, you'll get to know the other people on your course. And we often say this, if you have got someone close to you who wants coaching, as someone else on the training does, you could offer to put them in touch with each other. So you could swap sisters for a session, if that makes sense. Potentially, that could be something that could be used.
Again, I suppose in some ways that could be problematic if the coaching didn't go too well.
Yeah,
and there could be some judgment attached from either side, couldn't there? So
but it's an option.
It is an option, but maybe if you put it out there to the world that you are on a coaching course and you would like some practice coaches, and people come and you think, oh, they're a bit close, then that's a point at which you could say, well, I think I'm a bit close to you to do this, but someone else on the course is looking for people too. How about you work with them? Yeah,
absolutely. And I think that brings me nicely onto that topic of putting it out there into the world that you are on this course and you're offering some free coaching and how we go about doing that. Because what we know is that when people put something like that out, perhaps onto LinkedIn or Facebook or something like that, or just let people know in their own community, that they will get responses.
Yes. Yeah.
In fact, I was talking to someone just this week and she put a post on LinkedIn to say, this is what I'm offering. And she got 31 responses in an hour.
Wow. That's impressive.
Yeah.
So now what I would say is if let's say you're on Facebook as an example, and you've got 10 followers, you're not going to get a lot of reach.
No.
So, be mindful of what your community looks like, what your network looks like, and think practically about it. What's going to give me the biggest reach to reach as many people as I can of the people that I want to come to coaching. But put it out there. Like if you do nothing will work.
Exactly.
So actually just taking the plunge and putting something out. And I think we're at the point that we get asked the question about how do I find practice clients, they haven't done anything at that point and are a bit worried about doing something. Oh, I don't really want to tell people I'm on a course. Well, why would you not want to tell people you're on a course? But people will have their own reasons for that. But I think getting over that and actually just messaging the world and saying, I'm doing a coaching program. I'm learning to coach. I would like some practice clients, please. Come and be coached by me. People will come.
Yeah, and I think if you give some examples as well, people can respond to it more easily. So instead of perhaps saying, I'm offering some free coaching, if you know the type of coaching you're offering, so a lot of our doctors, it's lifestyle medicine, then you can often hit the mark more easily by saying, I'm doing a coaching program. I'm looking for 3 people who would like to improve their lifestyle or improve their health or feel more confident in the workplace. So there's something a little bit more specific than, would you like some free coaching, which can definitely work. But I think,
I think
there's also,
I think there's something that sits in the middle. So I think if you just say, if you would like some coaching, people don't know what coaching is.
Yeah.
So there might need to be a bit of an explanation of coaching to explain what you're going to do in the coaching room, but also maybe give a number of examples of what type of things are relevant for a coaching conversation. So I don't think we have to be specific, but things like improved work-life balance, relationship issues, difficult conversations. So just give some examples of the sorts of things that might be useful to bring to coaching.
Yeah. And actually, the lady that I was talking to who got the 31 responses in an hour, her post on LinkedIn gave a little bit of detail about, we were on a course together and she's from Iceland, and she did say I could use her statistics for this podcast episode. And she had, so that post went out in Icelandic, and some of the things that we're covering on this course, they don't have the words in the Icelandic language. So she had to explain it in a bit more detail and say, this is what I'm doing and this is what I'm offering. So it wasn't just a, hey, I'm looking for someone who wants some free coaching. There was a bit more of a description. And I think that was really helpful for her.
I realised in saying the sort of things that were useful for coaching conversations, I didn't mention goals at all, which is obviously could be a very useful thing to bring to coaching.
Got a goal you want to achieve.
Want a goal to, looking to achieve something in the next year.
Or a decision to make.
A problem to overcome.
Yeah.
All that's
unhelpful
stuff.
Habits that you want to change. Yeah. So, yeah, anything like that where you can use some examples. So I think that's really useful. And I think the other part of that is to be clear what you're offering in terms of it's going to be 3 free 1-hour sessions, for example.
Yeah, I think we have to put some boundaries around it. Otherwise, people will just take advantage. So I did have one guy that came to our course, but prior to coming to our course, he'd done different coaching qualification. And he'd had a practice coachee on that session who worked for a charity. So he was quite pleased to offer him some free coaching. But it was 2 years earlier. He was still coaching him for free. 2 years on. Again, it was within a charity and he was kind of okay with it. Sort of, but not really, but just was struggling to have the conversation to say, by the way, I'm going to have to start charging you. Whereas if you just said, right, you get 3 free sessions. If you want to do more, that's fine, but the control's with you, isn't it? Whereas if you're having to have a conversation to say, by the way, it's come to an end. I only meant for it to be 3.
Yeah.
You've now had 24. That's a more difficult conversation.
And I think that that's not the only time we've heard that type of story. So it's not a one-off. So it does happen. But I think also if we are saying it's 3 free sessions, it could be all I'm going to ask in return is a testimonial. You could ask for something so you get someone's buy-in, so that you then finish not just with the increased coaching hours, but perhaps with each of 2, 3, 4 testimonials that you can put on LinkedIn or put on your website or something like that. And I think that will really be beneficial as well.
Yeah.
And obviously with our doctors, we do have some coaching practice sessions that are put on for people to come and practice and get some coaching time in.
We do.
That's something that we offer.
Yeah, and we're just changing the way that we do that. We're going to try a different way. So we always make sure we have an observer in our sessions, but in doing that, we have 20-minute coaching sessions. We all move around, so someone's a coach, someone's a coachee, someone's observing. Everyone plays each role. So over the course of 2 hours, you get to coach for 20 minutes, be coached for 20 minutes, observe for 20 minutes. So someone wanted to get their coaching hours up, might think, well, that's 2 hours of my time. I'm only going to get 20 minutes on my log. We're now changing it so we don't have the observer. So everyone's going to do 45 minutes of coaching, be coached for 45 minutes. But there's that swap a coach, but no observer, which will give them longer. So for 2 hours will result in 45 minutes, so more than double the time.
Yeah, and they get the observation, of course.
I'm kind of loath to get rid of the observer because I think that feedback from the observer is invaluable, but that's kind of, it's been put out there to the world that someone said this would be a good idea, so I'm going to try it, see what happens. So if you are looking to get your coaching hours up, you're still looking to complete your log, that's going to be new from May to do 45 minutes within those practice sessions.
Excellent.
I also wanted to say that we do put an offer out there to the world, to medical professionals, that they can have some free coaching from one of our trained but not yet qualified coaches. So they've gone through the whole course, they've completed their training, but they now have to build their coaching hours up to 20 hours. And if you would like some free coaching, you can have three coaching hours with
3 free
one of our
yes.
I always struggle to say that, with one of our doctors who has been trained to coach. So if you go to our website, there's a resource there that you can click on that will take you to a form that you fill in.
Coaching for doctors, it's
coaching
in the menu.
Yes.
And we'll put a link on these show notes as well.
But it's open to any medical professional. So if you would like some free coaching, do click through and take a look.
Wonderful. Hopefully that's helped some people. Be brave.
Yeah.
People are doing it.
Yeah. I think the first step is to put it out there to the world, see what happens. But do it, think about it in putting it out there to the world. Say if you've got 10 people in a club, don't expect those 10 people to do it. If you've got 5,000 people on LinkedIn, you're probably going to get a good response. So just think about it properly before you do it.
Yeah.
But know that in putting it out there to the world, you have a much better chance of getting some practice clients than if you don't do anything.
Yes. And if you get lots, you can put them on a waiting list.
Yeah, absolutely. And then once you're qualified, you can start charging them for it.
Yes, indeed.
Or you can swap with someone else and offer it to other.
It would be a nice problem to have.
It would, yeah. Well, your friend in Iceland has that problem.
Yes.
I'm not sure how she's going to deal with that.
Lots of people to speak to. Yes, because I can't help because I don't speak Icelandic. So, yeah. I think that was a useful conversation.
It was very useful. Thank you.
Next time on the podcast, I'm going to be posing a question that was asked to me recently from someone who wanted to become accredited with the Association for Coaching and wasn't sure what the difference was between accredited coach and accredited executive coach. So we're going to be talking about the difference between those two types of accreditation with the association.
Very good. I shall look forward to that.
Me too.
Thank you for this morning.
Brilliant. I've enjoyed it.
Wonderful.
See you soon.
See you next time. Bye for now.
Bye for now.
This has been a Monkey Pants Productions podcast.